Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ezinne-Speaks store. Happy New Year to you all, my subscribers and intended subscribers. I am glad to see you all again in this new year. So before we continue this video, just as I've wished you Happy New Year, just go down on the comment section and wish me a new year. And yes, I would want to know what you are up to with this new year. Let me know. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ezinne-Speaks tour. I film about faith, tours and lifestyle. So today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. As you already know, or as you have seen by the title of this video, so we would be talking extensively on healthy practices for the new year 2020. And so I'm sorry this video is coming a bit late, but hey, it's better late than never. So before we continue, I would give a brief introduction to why I decided to make this video. You know, the culture we all have here in Nigeria is that, or even every other place, once people come into the new year, once it is new year and everything, everyone is so excited. They remember all the things they were unable to achieve the previous year, and then they begin to think that the new year is actually the time to achieve all they weren't able to achieve in the previous year. Of course, it is a good start. In fact, the new year is the best time to even achieve all of those things you were not able to achieve. But let me tell you this, you will not achieve what you had planned to achieve or what you have been anticipating to achieve in this new year if you continue doing the same thing the same way and expect yourself to get a different result. It doesn't happen that way. So which is why I am making this video, so that some of us would have a shift of our programs, would have a shift of our personalities that makes things not to actually work out for us. So we would want to re-strategize, because it's more or less like someone going in for war. You sit down and plan your strategies right before you go into it. So I know some of us have written down our visions for the year, our goals and all of that. In fact, I've been seeing on social media and everywhere, this year is our year. It is 2020. We will do this, we will do that, we will buy house, we will buy land, and all the other good stuffs that people want to do this year. But these things are good, but they don't just end in us saying it. We don't just have to say it and stop there. Houses don't come by words. They don't come by you shouting or proclaiming it on social media. Nobody will see it and dash you house like that. There are things you do and house will come. There are things you do and land will come, and that is where the strategy of planning comes in, which is why we are making this video. So let us look into my healthy practice for the new year. Some of them are the things I've tried out over the past, while some of them I am willing to try them out this year. So I would be sharing with you my own healthy practice, and at the same time I would be suggesting that you could imbibe some of them, and then let's see how far it works out for us. So let's keep watching. So without further ado, let us jump right into the video. So number one, and this is in no particular order, I am not saying it in the order of importance or preference or whatever. So in no particular order, number one is exercise a lot. Yes, I know some of us, okay, let me just say this, exercising doesn't really mean you should lose weight. Because some of you might say, okay, this one is not for me. I am slim, I have my body goals already and all those stuff. No, it's not just about losing weight. This is about keeping fit, which is good, which is one side of it. But there are other sides of exercise. Exercise is actually giving yourself a task and watch yourself perform the task you've given yourself. Most times it will stress you, but at the end of the day, you come out more refined than you have always been. So in the point of talking about exercise, we could look at physical exercise, which is very, very, very important. Physical exercise is so important. In fact, it is the bedrock of this whole point. But then again, we look at other exercises like the exercise of the mind, so which we'll still talk about. I think it's the last point I have on my note. Of course, I always have my note, so I think it's the last point I have on my note here. So exercise is highly important. If you're yet to hit the gym, please do not waste further time. Go straight to the gym, start getting yourself busy. And there is something that exercise does. You see, if there are other things you want to achieve in a particular time frame, exercise actually teaches you how to achieve them. For me personally, since I started going to the gym, I found out that there is this high level of discipline I now have. The discipline comes in every other area of my life. It comes in my wake up time, it comes in my planning my activities for the day and actually hitting the goals back to back. It comes in every other spheres of my life. It teaches you discipline first of all. That's the first thing that exercise teaches you, especially exercising at the gym. It teaches you discipline, sorry. And then it teaches you self-control. You know, discipline and self-control, they're actually the same thing, but most times they could differ a little bit. But that is what exercise does for you. It teaches you discipline, and then in the place of discipline, you can actually have a healthy self-control. So having said that, the next point is develop a good eating habit. In this year, if there is one thing you would want to do for yourself, is actually to eat the right kind of food and to eat at the right time. Say no to all the times when you now have to eat at midnight. All your meals that are planned out for the day, for the week, they are full of one particular class of food. Mix up your meals, go online, browse. I'm not here to tell you what to eat and what not to eat. That's not what this video is about. But then go online, browse it, find out what you want to eat, and then plan your meals very well. It is highly essential. If you eat the right food, it affects every other thing you have to do. Especially, for instance, some of us don't even know the kind of food we should eat in the morning. You just wake up in the morning and you make eba because you love the soup that you just made and you feel that is what you want to have for that morning. It is very wrong. Don't eat eba in the morning. Just look for something else, eat. Just go online. Everything is online now. I'm sorry, I don't want to mention food, but go online. Everything is online. Get the right kind of food you should eat, and of course, eat at the right time. Eat the right food, eat at the right time, and you would have a lovely year. You wouldn't have to even fall sick at all. Yes, if you feed right, you would live right. If that even makes sense. And then the third point actually is get good sleep. Most times in our pursuit for achievements, in our pursuit for success, in our pursuit to do all we are supposed to do or to achieve so much at a given time frame, we forget to actually take care of ourselves, and that is why sometimes some of us actually have very bad sleep. In fact, I am a living witness. Most times I don't get to sleep as well as I should, as well as I know that I should actually sleep. I don't get to sleep that much or that well. But then again, I am here this year trying to practice healthy sleep, even though I have an 8 to 4. So having my siestas might not be very feasible, especially for the days I have to go to work. But hey, I mean, when I come back from work, all I just need to do is have my dinner and walk, do a little walk, and then make sure that at least my night sleep, I have at least an 8-hour sleep at night. It is very important, because what happens to me is most times when I don't get to sleep at night for enough time, yes, let me not say for as long as I want, when I don't get to sleep when I don't get enough sleep as I should, it affects me for the whole of the next day. So getting a good sleep is very important. No matter how much you are doing, no matter the amount of business you feel you're into, and no matter how busy you want to get, and no matter how much commitment you want to give to your business, good sleep is highly important. Don't miss that. And then the fourth one is, in this year, if there is something you want to do, this one is for a particular kind of people: those that don't have a job, those that don't have a business, those that don't have a steady inflow of income. So I said, get a steady source of income. That is one thing you should do for yourself this year. If you have a business that is thriving or a business that is growing, you would want a steady source of income to support that business. But if you don't have a business and you don't have a job, what are you doing with your time? Get a steady source of income. That is the most important thing you should do for yourself this year, because a lot of persons have watered down this job. It is no longer time for some of us to keep relying on our parents to take care of us. Let all of us go and get a job. Yes, God bless you. Thank you. I don't want to stress so much on that, but money is highly important. If you have a business, you have a business idea, you have whatever kind of idea that you know that requires funds to start up, you won't keep lying to yourself and saying that you don't need a job. My brother, my sister, you need a job, and that is why I'm saying you go get yourself a job and then start doing things that at the end of the day, if it is every day or at the end of every month, you have something credited into your account. It is very tantamount to having a good life in 2020. Then the fifth one is start saving. This one is for people that have a job. So the other one, the one I just said before now, is for those that don't have a job, get a steady source of income. And for those that have a job and you want to start a business, for instance, you have a job and you want to start a business, or you have a business and you want to expand it, you want to open up other arms of that business. What you want to do for yourself in 2020 is to save more and spend less. Yes, if you have a business idea, you have something you want to do, this is time to start saving for it before you receive your salaries. For those of you that are working and for those of you that are already into business, that are expecting something in their pockets at the end of the month or at the end of every day, this is time to start saving. One of my friends, a very good friend of mine, says to me, and whatever he says is actually very, very encouraging. Whenever he says that, he always tells me that I save more than I earn. And this is someone that has a steady source of income. He saves crazily. In fact, he doesn't spend anyhow. If he wants to buy a pen, something as small as a pen, he would have budgeted for it, planned for it, saved for it before he goes for it. He doesn't do impulse spending. It doesn't come into his dictionary. And so it has been so encouraging, and this is what I want to also start this year. Although I am good at saving and managing my funds to be enough for me for what I want to do, but then again, I think I need to grow in the habit of saving heavily. That's one part I'm not getting well, and that's what I want to try out this year. Amen. Amen. So the next one, for all of us, this one goes out to all of us in this country, and that is start building healthy networks. You know where you see yourself. Sometimes people ask you questions: where do you see yourself in the next 20 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where you say next 30 years? Blah 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 blah. You know where you want to see yourself, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to achieve, you know what you want to have. So this is the right time to start building healthy communications, healthy networks. Enough of quarreling with people, enough of thinking that you are better than some persons, because the truth is that you are not better than anybody. You are just you. Another person is just the best of their kind. So having that in mind, it is time you start developing healthy communication, healthy network. Go out of your way, meet people, step into offices, introduce yourself to them, tell them what you are all about, tell them what you are doing, tell them what you intend to do, and see people buy your ideas, see people get interested in what you have to say, and then build communication with them. When you get to a place and that place is your place of interest, for instance, and you feel that is where you want to stay, and you feel that you have something to gain from this particular person, it is time. This year is the time for us to Start making healthy contacts with people. And then, for instance, if you are into this kind of job, for those for the YouTubers that their channels are already monetized, yes, you would want to partner with some companies, you would want to partner with some persons. This is the best time to send emails to them, even if they are not ready to partner with you yet. A time is coming when they would want to partner with you, and all you need to do is just get in good communication with them. Let us stop playing around with our lives. This is very serious, because if we must succeed in life, and if we must succeed in this country and in this industry, and we must push our businesses to the next level, this is the time for us to start building communications that would help our growth. Everybody might not give you money, but there are people that would give you ideas that would help your business to grow, and you wouldn't want to lose those persons on a platter. So that is all for that. And then the seventh idea is always, okay, let me say this one before I say the seventh one. This one was actually on my 8th, so I'll just read it. Read for everything and anything. In fact, plan how many books you want to read up this year. So this one is about reading, and this is mental exercise. You wouldn't want to play around with knowledge, because they say knowledge is the power. Knowledge is power. Whatever you don't know is actually what is greater than you. There's an adage like that in Igbo. Ihe onye na-ama ọ bụ ihe karịrị ya. Bụ ihe karịrị ya. So whatever you don't know is actually mightier than you, and it is your knowledge that gives you the power to function in that capacity, or in any capacity at all. So you wouldn't want to joke with knowledge. Read about anything. Read about everything. This one, I've made it a point of duty this year that every month I must finish 2 books every month. In fact, that's part of the things I'll be doing on this channel. At the end of every month, I remember to actually share with you what I've learned from the 2 books I have finished in the month. So this year, I am making it a point of duty to read a total number of 24 books. That is 2 books per month. So let's stop joking around. You need to read. If you want to start a business, I don't know why I'm always hammering on businesses. If you know you want to start something, don't just enter into it shabbily. Don't enter into it with a shallow mindset. Read about it. Don't get tired of reading. Read about it. Study about it. Read from experienced people that are already into it, and gather the knowledge, so that once you step into it, you're not going into it as a mediocre. You're not doing anything that looks like mediocrity. You are going into it with an excellent mindset, because you already know. At least you have 95% information. The other 5% information actually comes from the other percent of information comes from experience. So you need to read about whatever you want to start to do. So reading cannot be overemphasized. We need to start reading about everything this year. So read. If you want to develop your financial capacity, like if you want to even know how to save money, like I talked about earlier, you need to read. Read from people that have saved so much money. You need to read for your business. If you're already in a business, you need to read on how to grow that particular line of business. I don't know how to overemphasize reading, but there are books, there are apps that gives you unlimited access to at least a whole lot of books, and you wouldn't want to joke with that knowledge that they're about to give you. So please do read so well and every time. And then finally, I would want to say this one, because this matters to me a lot. In fact, in the absence of this one, I actually feel very empty a whole lot of times, and that is why I left this to talk about it at the last, or so that it will be the last point, and that is have a personal time all alone. The truth is, when we get so busy with the noise, with the distraction that comes with our environment, we actually find it very difficult to merge, to come back, to retreat to ourselves. Most times it's usually a struggle for some persons, and this one is what I have been doing for a very long time. In fact, for as long as I remember myself, there are times I just retract and I just stay alone. I don't need anybody to talk to me. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be left all alone in my space so that I can think. In that your quiet space, there are things, there are thoughts that just hit you, there are ideas that just hit you. But most times we get so caught up in the noise of the environment, we get so caught up in the activities. And some of us here, we are full of activities, like day to day, day to day, day to day, day after day, back to back. We have things we are doing, we have places we are going to, we have people we want to see, we have people coming to see us, we have, there are activities everywhere, and it is actually not going to help you grow in this 2020. It's not every invitation you should accept. I am sorry, but this is the truth. I don't accept every invitation. I don't go everywhere. I don't do everything, because when I get myself involved in all these activities and I mix myself up in all of them, sometimes I lose myself in the process. And that is why some persons actually always get so offended, and they are always on the edge. They are readily offensive. They can just say anything, they can do anything, they can go to any length to make sure they get back at you. Yes, you will definitely lose yourself in the process of so many activities. So this year, make out time. If it is weekly or monthly or every other week, just make out time to have your personal time alone in your space. Just stay alone, disconnect yourself from people if you must. I'm not saying you should put off your phone, and I'm not saying you should cut your friends off. But of course, if you have all these friends that are always, you don't even need to cut them off. All you need to do is just to make them understand that you are not disposed, because some of us, we are always too available to everybody. So if you know those things that actually get you too twisted up in activities, this is time to want to say no to it. Have your personal time, stay alone, get a notepad. When you are alone, think, meditate, think about that business you want to go into, think about that job you are doing, think about what you can do better for yourself, think about how you can better your family, think about how you can even push your life forward, think about the things you should get yourself involved in that your personal time. And at the end of the day, you come out better and stronger and wiser than you have always been. So having said this, we have come to the end of this video, and I assume that this video actually blessed your life, and if it did, leave me a comment. Don't forget to do that, and of course, don't always forget that Ezinne loves you. You're welcome to Ezinne-Speaks. Suggest videos that you would want to see for me in the comment section. I would always put up my email box in the description, my email address in the description box. Do well to shoot me an email whenever you want us to talk about anything. Thank you, and see you next time on this channel. Bye.